Damorius Fuller Ali. That's DAMORIUSFULLER-ALI.
Kind of tell me, just, how the past couple of months have been for you, for your family. I understand.
The past couple of months have been very tragic, not only for me and my family, but for a lot of the people who are involved in the community of High Point, North Carolina, and the surrounding cities such as Greensboro. It's been very hard for us to be able to accept the fact that when we open our doors, when we step outside, when we get in our cars, when we're on the way to our job, we're on the way to pick up our kids from school, we could potentially be a victim to a crime that has nothing to do with us. It's very tragic that so many people have to lose life and time because of irrational decision making. I feel as if most of the youth and the teenagers that are causing these crimes, they don't have guidance. They don't have support from an individual such as a mentor or somebody to guide them in the right way. They took God out the picture, and if you ask me, they belittled their parents or anybody who tried to encourage them to do anything right, because one thing I realize is these children have choices. You have the choice to be able to go down the path that'll lead you into righteousness, or you have a choice to go down the path that'll lead you into darkness. Because most of these children have idols now, like these rappers. They seem to not really care about what path they want to go down, because they see that this lifestyle that somebody else is living look like it's good for them. It might fit them too, not understanding the consequences and repercussions behind that lifestyle. So I'm here today because of the simple fact you have over 167 guns seized off the streets, and the fact is that so many people are being locked up because of this weapon, whether it be a weapon of mass destruction or whether it be a handheld gun. The fact is over 167 or 165 illegal guns have been seized from the community, which relieves a lot of stress in some areas. But when you think about it,
now, I'm going to go ahead and say I've been standing up for my community for a long time. And I'm going to go ahead and drop this next video right here, which is a message to those who reside, live, thrive, and breathe, eat, sleep, shit in the black community.
This is a message. You can take all the guns off the street that you want, but until the hearts and the minds of the individuals behind the gun changes, there will always be the same outcome and effect. My question then becomes, how does 189 illegal, unregistered guns even end up in the hands of most of the youth in High Point when someone at the age of 28 years old, almost 29, can't even get their hands on one? The question then becomes, who's responsible for all of these guns coming into our communities, and who's questioning it? Now, once they do their fingerprints, once they do their diagnostics on where these guns came from, the serial numbers, and do their informational logins and etc., you come to find out that most of these guns are probably registered or pre-registered to someone who used to own them. Then you have to find out where these people come from and why they had these guns. And then you have to find out, well, what happened to these guns and how did they get in possession of the individual who now is responsible for using this weapon of mass destruction, or for using this handheld gun which takes life and does not giveth life. I will say many times, and I'll say all over again, that I do not blame the gun for the deaths of the people who are now deceased in our graves. I blame the people behind the gun because of their mind frames, because of where their mindset is, because they have a heart that is hardened, because they have a heart that is cold. You have to understand that these people have put themselves in predicaments and situations that they cannot overcome. They must face God, for therefore what I'm saying is a judge can give you 10 to 20 years to life, but at the end of the day you're not free yet. You're still held under bondage, because the Bible does say that thou shalt not kill, for you did not giveth this life, so therefore you shall not taketh this life away. I come on my channel, on my page, I need for you people to subscribe, to share, to like, to make sure that you pay attention to what I'm saying on my videos. I'm delivering you raw information to help you live. Information is like a tree, and once a tree gets light and water, that tree begins to grow. What I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to water you down a little bit, and I'm trying to give you a little bit of sunlight in your darkness. For out of triple stage darkness comes light, people. There's an individual in me, someone in me who tells me I need to be the man who I am today. Someone who grew up a long time ago and realized life for what it was. What I need for most of y'all to do is come back into themselves. Come back into themselves. Stop following your idols. Stop believing in the wolf in sheep clothing. Stop taking up everything you see and hear, and start paying attention to everything you feel with your feelings, not just the emotions or the intents and the emotions or the, the climax of the emotions. Pay attention to why you feel the emotions, and therefore you can adjust yourself in life a lot more better. What I'm saying.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and drop the next video to y'all, which exposes and lets y'all know that even though they took up 189 illegal guns and seized them in High Point, North Carolina, more people died. So the police are running around now. They're trying to figure out what's going on. How do we stop it? How do we come to peace with people? Black on black crimes makes it hard for black people to trust black people. But blue on black crimes makes it even harder. So you can understand why if the same people who come in your communities to lock you up, who come in your communities to kill you, who come in your communities to take money from out of your pockets, make it hard for your life, and even though they are trying to be friendly, they're actually coming in on a real note and they dismantling our peoples, and it make it hard for us to trust them. But then when we killing each other, it make it hard for us to trust us. So a lot of us only trust God.
That's my cousin. Like I said, he's something like a mentor to not only me, but a lot of people in this community, a lot of people in this city look up to him. Anybody who under the age of 38 years old always looked up to him because he was a role model to a lot of people in this city. He was something like an individual that I am, showing positivity and love and communication throughout this city with a lot of people who did not show it to other people. You see what I'm saying? So it's hard for our family to deal with the fact that somebody who a lot of people looked up to is no longer here anymore. And it's real hard when you got to wake up or go to sleep and wake up and realize that somebody who you love is no longer here due to gun violence. We ask a lot of people to put the guns down, and it seems like a lot of people say they get the picture, but they don't get it until it's somebody in their family. And that's the sad thing about life. You don't understand how somebody feels until it's in your backyard or in a part of your family, in your bloodline. That's the only time a lot of people start really waking up and seeing the picture for what it really is. And that's a sad factor. You shouldn't wait till you wake up and realize that somebody no longer here anymore for you to be able to justify that you should change your ways of thinking. This all starts from the heart. It all starts from the mind. And a lot of people ain't really realizing that this is a critical way that you have to live when every day you wake up, you're waking up to gunshots ringing in the middle of the night or early in the morning, or somebody in your family being took away from her due to gun violence because somebody chose to pick up a gun and pull the trigger.
Why so much violence? Why are people resolving their differences with guns?
People resolving their differences with guns because people don't lost their insights or their ways of really understanding what life really about. When you don't have a positive role model in your life, when most of these children are coming up in broken homes, when most of these people coming up living out of anger and not even understanding what life really about, you can understand why there's so many guns being picked up. When you're living out of anger and don't even understand what self-control is, you end up going into this trap. And the trap is what you see every day, where you see people making irrational decisions. We all got a choice to be able to change our mind in circumstances or situations that might put us in jeopardy or jeopardize our life or our standards of living. A lot of people not using their minds no more. So this resolves in the use of gun violence.
Now, the High Point Police was out here today passing out the flyers to sort of like spread some awareness. Is that sort of thing going to help? Or, they've done it in the past. Has it helped? Has it changed anything? What are your views on that?
You can spread awareness, but until people's hearts change, until they change their minds, their critical ways of thinking, you will always have the same result. I just said they took up 189 guns up out of this community, out of this city. Now, if they took up 189 guns out of this city, and 48 hours later, my cousin Ray Sean Terry is dead, does this justify that just because you took up how many guns out of this city, is that going to change the fact that people who are behind the gun are still pulling the trigger because their mindset has not changed? It's a critical way of thinking. You got to learn how to be able to separate truth from false, real from fake. We all got the choice to be able to understand if we're going to live life or choose death. And a lot of people don't get that concept. They're not understanding it. They ain't changed their critical ways of thinking. So, yes, of course, they're going to choose the standards of death and not even understand the consequences and repercussions behind it. It's a sad fact that we are all supposed to be adults. If we gonna claim that we grown, why can't we make adult decisions? That's what's going on in this community right now. So many people claim they grown. You don't listen to your mother, you don't listen to your father, you don't listen to your grandparents, and when you get in a critical position in life, the first thing you want to do is cry out for help for somebody to help you, but you weren't even trying to help yourself to help them in the time of need. That's what's going on. People we're not understanding our hearts no more. We're not understanding how to use our minds no more. We're not on the understanding level. So our ways of thinking is very critical. And results in tragedies like this.
And everybody hurts.
Everybody hurt. Who win? Who win when your son or your daughter choose to go out here and commit a crime that they know eventually they don't have to do the time, or if they don't do the time, what's going to happen to them? If you think that you win by doing a little bit of time by a judge, you still have to understand that the result of your crime really resides with God. So whatever crime you did do and this judge gave you 10 to 20 years, your ways of thinking might still be the same when you come home. You still might have the mindset if you ain't changed your heart in the process of you doing that time. So therefore, God got to deal with you. And that's what's going to happen if these people don't. That's what's happening now. We're seeing so many results of death happen in our cities, in our communities, because people have failed to change their mind. You see this happening before your eyes daily, and still and yet, I tell people plenty of times, do the eyes that you use daily not deceive you? Yet, you still love the things that hurt you. How? How can you love something that hurt you? You love somebody picking up a gun and taking out your loved one, but you quick to scream at their funeral that you wish they were still here. That's a powerful message to send out. When you say you love somebody so much, but then when the next man, the next woman is laying down, you don't see a lot of these individuals showing up to these people's funerals. Why? Because they didn't love them the way they love their family member. I said it take for it to happen in your own bloodline, in your community, in your backyard, in your eyes, in your face for you to understand how to change this or want to change it. You gotta get the feeling. People don't lost that feeling. So if you lose the feeling of love, you lose the feeling of respect. And that's what's happening right now. We lost respect for one another. He wouldn't be dead if we didn't lose respect for one another. He'd still be here. That's what's going on. The only thing I'm saying is we got to change our hearts, change our ways of thinking. Stop thinking that the result of life is resulting in gun violence. That's death. That's the result of death, time wasted. You can't get that back. Just like we can't bring my cousin back. Anybody got time to do that? We got time to pull triggers and go do 10, 20 years, but we got time to try to bring somebody. We can't. You gotta start right here. You gotta change your heart and you gotta change your mind. You don't change that, then this is gonna be the result.
Well, thank you so much.
So I've been trying to tell a lot of people that the United States of America faces an eviction crisis. So the sad factor to know that so many of us black people are killing each other, while we have much bigger things to face in reality. And I've been trying to warn us for a long time. I'm hoping that we come to grips and understand what's going on. Listen to this here clip for a little second real quick with me.
For the weekend. while some of their constituents suffer reeling from the effects of this pandemic. Congress and the White House do not appear any closer to a deal. In fact, Republicans don't even agree with each other about just how to move forward. They did offer to extend those $600 payments for 1 week, but Democrats refused to accept it after putting up their own plan months ago. Caught in the middle of this stalemate, roughly 20 million Americans facing possible evictions with the end of the month now upon us. Our Clayton Sandell leads us off with the victims of Washington's inaction.
It's just a panic all the time. That's all. I'm constantly in a state of panic.
Lynette Hale wouldn't mind taking a time machine back to about 7 months ago when life was pretty good.
We were going out and eating. I could buy supper for all 6 of us. We would go to movies. I could go buy groceries. Just enjoying life.
Hale ran a daycare business out of a house she rents in Aurora, Colorado.
I had toys up here. I got pack and plays upstairs in a bedroom up there. And we played down here and had little tables set up in there that we ate lunch.
But then came COVID.
Got emails from all my parents, one right after another almost. It was just traumatizing because one email says that they will no longer be using me, and then I got the next one, and then the next one, and then I just sat there because they were all gone.
All right, I'm going to put y'all on something else because this is what I'm trying to wake y'all up to.
Of stealing a car.
How much longer
Direction of the officer.
are we gonna let our eyes deceive us?
Punching, kicking, throwing her to the floor,
Watching
her hair, and then
these police officers
It's not fair to just show the violence.
where to protect and to serve our men and our women.
Conclusion.
Brutally
Exactly what happened before.
beat us as if we don't matter.
Thrown, which is possible, but obviously that set him off.
We've grown
We can see.
damn tired
The officer was off duty at the time.
waking up
And the beating
every day
we must warn viewers, is
just
disturbing.
to hear
Apparently was so
more
that
news.
the bartender refused to serve him.
Someone of some sort
The cop now charged
brutally
doing the wrong thing.
beaten or killed
Had not one
by these sworn
the
officers.
5'4" 115-pound bartender.
It brings me to a question in my head that I would love to ask the police chiefs, the attorney generals, the district attorneys, the city councils, the mayors. Where are these good police whenever these so-called accidents that your fellow police officers happen to be in when they occur? These questions run our Americans wild. They run the Iranians wild. These messages that we have seen across our screens let everyone know across any state that these sworn to protect and to serve law enforcement officers have no respect at all for our men or our women. It's a shame to find out and to hear that so many men choose to beat their women for purposes to benefit themselves. They've caused black-on-black crimes across America due to people living under poverty. How much more longer will you continue to watch and hear of these sworn officials laying to rest yet another brother or another sister? We would think that you wear your badge for the purposes of helping our people, but we only understand that that badge would be for the purposes of you benefiting yourself, blacking our women's eyes, killing their souls, their bodies, slamming and tackling our women as if they're men. But they too are someone who matters. They too are a mother. They too are a grandmother. They too are an aunt. We no longer show pity for these officers who call themselves in control. We see how they do our people, so unjust and cruel. They tell us that we should not fight for our rights. They tell us that if we protest, we become thugs. They tell us that we are animals out of control. But the truth is, all that we see is right before our eyes. These officers, these devils, they could care less if you're living or dead today. They would rather you be dead.
Lincoln police officer on trial for allegedly assault.
They would rather the truth not come out. So your story won't be told. In America today, there's domestic terrorism,
Elizabeth, New Jersey police officer
division, racism,
punching a woman in the face.
and misguiding and misrepresenting
Quickly went
our people.
shirt on the left side of the screen. An officer
Tyranny
in a white shirt
and violence
punched her in the face
from the officials,
without warning.
illegal searches and seizures of people of color.
In the US, a 20-year-old woman has been left in a coma after
We've grown tired
a police officer.
of seeing the things that we see on our television screens. These police is getting away with their wrongdoings. The gangs have or will unite. People of color, they will unite. The people who are not of our skin complexion will also understand the pain and the suffering that not only our people have been through, but their people have been through because of low income, incarcerated for a bail so a bank can get the money. Friend, summertime will set you up when the drama gonna end.
We can stop the violence is we quit telling people not to talk to us. We tell people, if you know, let me drive you up there and let me have you talk to them. Because if we as a community don't force these people to talk to us, it gives the shooters, all the power in the world to continue this.
Exactly.
I mean, this house should not have 3 murders attached to it. It does, because people that were here refused to tell us who it was that did the shooting. I need that. So, if you guys want to be activists, if you guys want to get out the word, please tell the people that saw this.
That's your wife? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to see. I can't see.
Hey, Sherman. framework, and that's what I'm saying. Get the people that were sitting there to come talk to me because they know what's going on.
Yeah.
This society right now is see this? This is what society has done between me and you. Nobody wants to cross this line and talk to me. You want to solve this homicide? Cool. Let's do this.
Let's talk. Yeah.
Let's put all the barriers away. Let's do this and get the people to come and talk to me. You've got that power to get them to come talk to me.
It's getting tired.
What they're doing,
It's getting
they're
tired.
hiding behind society right now, and they're saying this, and they're saying that I'm not here to help. You've been on enough scenes with me, and I've made enough arrests in these cases that you should know I'm working for the deceased. I don't care who it involves. If whoever was the bad guy, they're going to jail. Plain and simple.
I get that the police officer was saying that I have a voice and I have the power, but without the people, there is no power. So through God, I pray daily that things like my cousin Tyshawn being murdered and my brother right here, James Montre Matthews, his story just got published on the news by his daughter, and we are praying and hoping for justice. Hopefully, we will get closure for the death of James Montre Matthews as well. But this is what I'm saying. The black on black, it gotta stop. Please take time to read this. I'll give y'all a few seconds to read this out. We also asking for Thomasville Police Department to do their job. Black on black crimes, police brutality, white on black crimes, blue on black crimes is at an all-time high.
Real quick, because as we've been taught through history, we've been raised by our oppressors. Our oppressors prayed that if we suffer peacefully. If we protest peacefully. If we fight back peacefully. Malcolm X said if somebody puts their hands on you, you send them to the burial place or the cemetery. A tooth for a tooth and an eye for an eye. Let it be even Steven if I gotta lose my life. You understand what I'm saying? Now, why was he saying let it be even Steven? Why was he saying a tooth for a tooth and an eye for an eye? Is it justified that when we get killed out here by opposite races or nationalities that we just sit back and we peacefully cry, peacefully mourn, or peacefully be pissed off? It seems as if when someone outsides the black race, the black nation, the black ethnic group kills us, we peacefully protest, peacefully march, peacefully listen to somebody else's rules and regulations. But when we kill each other, nothing's done. You understand what I'm saying?
It's a fucked up fact in the black community, and I'm praying that y'all wake up to reality. We gotta change.
Who lives matter? Black lives matter. Black lives matter, hey. Who lives matter? Black lives matter, hey. Who lives matter? Black lives matter, hey. Who lives matter? Through the struggle and the pain. Who lives matter? Black lives matter, hey. Who lives matter? Through the struggle and the pain. Who lives matter? Black lives matter, hey. Who lives matter? Through the struggle and the pain. 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 Black lives matter, hey. Who lives matter? Black lives matter, hey. Who lives matter? Through the struggle and the pain. Change is possible. Change is possible. Change is possible. Change is possible, hey.
Alright, y'all. That was 2017. And I feel like we did that way before Black Lives Matter got hijacked. This our struggle. Peace.